music to avoid copyrights. Da 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 da. Enjoy episode 7.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hijas de la Grief. If you're new here, we're two sisters that just that just died. Pretty much, pretty much. We're two sisters that just lost our dad to glioblastoma, 73 days ago, and
And in
yeah,
case you're wondering, we are well and alive.
yes, we are alive. A,
Clearly.
a, a little dead inside. Oh, pero respirando.
Sí, sí, sí.
Bien,
Lo más
bien, bien.
importante. But,
My name is Maria.
and my name is Itlali.
And
welcome to episode number 7.
yay!
We do appreciate everybody who's been sharing. We've got a couple shares. People have been tagging us on Instagram, so that's been really exciting. For those who are following us on our TikTok, you will see that our videos are, going around. We are getting, in the good and in the bad ways, they're going around. And we can explain a little bit more, maybe.
I think we need a whole video for that one, but
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
But like I said, if you're following us on TikTok, you'll see that our page is growing little by little. It's very exciting. I feel like every day I've opened the app and it's like notification after notification, whether it's a like, a share, or save. Like people are saving it and reposting too, which I think is really crazy to see. Because it's like, obviously, when you post something on your personal TikTok, some people like it, but then this is like a whole different vibe, like
yeah.
it's a podcast and we're growing. We've already passed 100 followers
On Instagram too.
Oh, yay. So thank you all so much for your support, and we hope that it continues. And honestly, it just makes us even more excited and happy to be here, because it makes us realize that there's a lot of other people who understand what we're going through.
Yeah.
And it
Especially with our hospice episode, I want to say like I liked. Well, I just felt like we're not alone. There was a lot of messages about that episode, and like there was just a lot, like a lot of people were interested, and yeah, the messages that we've been receiving about that one, it was a special one.
Yeah, and so
I mean, to feel the support, obviously,
Yeah.
not what we were talking about, but
And so
yeah.
far, it's actually like our highest liked, shared, and saved video, which I think it was the craziest part. They were like, wow, like people really felt connected with hospice, with the hospice topic.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, people are still liking it. Like this morning, there were still likes to that video. So I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, and we actually have an update on that. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time though, because that's not what we were initially gonna talk about today. The update is very recent, like yesterday recent.
Yeah.
So, and we kind of try to like talk about what we're gonna talk about on here before. So yeah, but thank you all so much. We appreciate you being here. And yeah, how are you doing, sister? How was the last week?
I feel like this week was just like, it felt like it went very fast. I think that because, and you'll see like in the future, how like it's about to be our dad's birthday. So I feel like the moment that it was like June 1st that I seen it come on the calendar, it was like, oh dang, like this is his month, and not only his birthday but also Father's Day. So I've been having a really rough week. Like I've been waking up mad and really sad, and like days where I'm in bed, I'm like, I don't want to go to like work. Can we call out? Can we call out? And it's like, I don't only want to call out. Like I want my boyfriend to call out too, and be sad with me.
And me.
And it's just like, I think like every day it was like really, I was either just mad, or sad. And I had a day this week where I was with my dad like early morning. Like it was me, the people who work there, and that was it.
It was
Like,
pretty early.
Me, then the people who work there. Like there was no other car around, like no other human being.
I mean, there was plenty of
There
human
was
beings in there, but
a few feet down. So it was just like a very hard day. Like, I stopped by and then like I did what I had to do, and then I came back in the afternoon, and I was like, okay. So it made me feel good to be able to have the time to stop by and be there with my dad. And like, I met like this lady at the cemetery, which, I told you about.
Yeah.
She was really nice. So it was just like, I think it was like not a place I want to be at, but I mean, I am, like
Yeah.
that will be for the rest of my life. And it was nice to be able to connect with another lady.
I want to cry now.
So I think it just went very, very, fast. By very fast. But it was not a good week. But I feel like I felt okay. Like one of these days, I was like, oh, like I'm up early and I'm gonna go get a shake and a tea. And
And you went?
and I went. I like
Aw.
called. I didn't
Goals.
know. I didn't know they opened so early. So I was like, let me look what time they open. And then I saw they were open. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call. And I was like in a good mood. And then she asked me to, like, I walked in there. She's like, hi, how are you doing? I'm like, you know what? I feel good today. Like, I woke up in a good mood today. And then I was trying to work, and then it just got worse. But how was your week?
Well, I think you pretty much summed it up. It's our dad's birthday. I think by the time we post this, his birthday will have passed. But we're actually a couple of days away from our dad's birthday. It's Father's Day month. I'm going through it this week. I think, like, at work, I know I don't think anybody would like judge me for crying at my desk, but I went to the restroom a lot. Let's just say that. And to cry. And I was like having a lot of like, I just had to cry like a lot this week at work, on my way to work, on my way home. It was just a hard week. And I think with my dad's birthday around the corner, it's just, everybody says like that first birthday, first holiday is the hardest. And I could see why, and I just want to say, like, our dad was very excited about being so close to 50, and he's going to be turning 49 on June 8th. So knowing how excited he was to be closer to 50 and then not seeing him turn 49 or 50, it's been hard. And then you and I have been talking about like throwing a birthday party for him, and we had all these plans in our head, who we were going to invite, who we weren't going to invite. So it was just, we were, it was a lot. Like, we had a lot of plans, and I think as time passes and we do more and more things and we don't have him, like, it's just going to hurt differently. But yeah, it was hard. And then if you're watching us on YouTube, I dyed my hair black. So yeah, I dyed my hair. My hair girl, I think she's probably like over me. I had just gotten my hair touched up like a month ago, or a month and a half. Yeah, a month and a half ago.
Recent.
And then I hated it, so she toned it for me.
Maybe it was a little before. I think it was before my dad passed.
After.
Oh,
after he passed, because he had told me like,
oh
yeah. So my dad was like, you should do your hair already. Like, it's like all the way over here. Mira nomás como traes esos pelos. Like, look at how your hair looks. So after he passed, I got my hair done, after the services and stuff. And then I liked it, and then I hated it, and then I got it toned. So that was my second time going back, getting it toned. And then today was my third. And I decided to just go black because I'm going like through an existential crisis. But I think everything's catching up, like, to me now. My dad getting diagnosed during pregnancy, being postpartum and losing my dad, and now grieving. 0 out of 10, negative 100 out of 10. So yeah. And then my dad's birthday, I guess there's gonna be a celebration for him at the cemetery on his birthday, and I wasn't invited to that. So I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Like, it's definitely the other parent behavior. Like, but it does make me sad because I just, in my head, I'm like, why would you do that? Like, my dad just passed away, and I would, like, I get it, we don't have a relationship, pero que no me invites al cementerio a la celebración de mi papá, like, that's messed up. That's like on another level. So I am very, like, I'm just going through it, Yeah. And then everybody and their mama are invited, but not me. Like, not his daughter, not your like that the
Mm-hmm.
other parent's daughter, me. Like, but
Yeah.
people that are not even close to her
All right.
are invited and not me. So yeah, and I think it's just more about like my daughter too. Like the whole everything that we had planned for my dad's birthday is now different. So yeah, but yeah, moving on to um topic for today. So today we wanted to talk about pictures. Like, oh, one more thing. Um, my husband's grandma passed away. So, like, we're I feel like we were just getting ourselves back on like our groove on, like we were trying to like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna have plans, we're gonna do this. And then as we were like getting ready to leave the house, we get a call on Sunday that his grandma passed. So now we have another funeral at the location where my dad is buried, like, same
Couple
cemetery.
feet down.
Yeah, a couple feet down. So I'm not ready for that. I don't know how I'm going to manage the viewing. Thank God it's not going to be at the funeral home. Like, they're going to do it at another place because I wasn't ready to go back. But yeah, that's pretty much my week.
So just to share a little bit, I think it was like very everything I mean, obviously everything happened so fast because like I had just talked to you and you were like, "Hey, like I'm going to the cemetery." I'm like, "Oh, I'm here." Like,
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be here, and they're like, "Oh, well, I won't be there for a while, whatever, whatever, whatever." And then you texted me and you said like, "Hey, this is what's going on." And I'm like, "What?" And then like a few minutes later, you said like, "Oh, she passed," and I'm like, "What?" I'm like
Yeah.
sitting, we're like sitting with my dad and like you're texting me and I'm like, what? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh no. I'm on literally like two deaths within what, a 6 months? 6 months span? Or 5 months, right? 5 months span. That's too much. No, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, I feel for my husband, obviously, and my mother in law and her family. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. I just it it was unexpected. Let's just say that, like very unexpected. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going on. It's been crazy. And yeah, let's so moving on to today's topic, we wanted to talk to you all about like the importance of pictures and um how pictures have like impacted us lately, because I think it's very normal when a loved one passes away to like start looking through pictures on your phone and trying to see like what memories you have with them. Like recently I've been watching a video of my dad um at my gender reveal with Kaylani, where he introduces himself and he's been like saying, he's like, hola, mi nombre es Jose Olvera, And I am like obsessed with that video right now because he was so proud of like his last name and who he was and where he came from. So I think just knowing that I have that of in him introducing himself, like, I don't know, it just special. And he was happy that day, and he was like so sure that it was gonna be a girl. And I don't know, it was a good time. And then I keep scrolling through all the photos and everything. But anyways, like the way that I think that's how I've been coping too, like just looking at all the pictures.
Yeah, I think with me, I think it's been hard to like obviously, like we're going to dive into the conversation of like why
Mhm.
we've been scrolling even more on our phones.
Mhm.
But I feel like it's been very hard for me to scroll because it's like all the good stuff, like he was still fine, and you have all these good
Mhm.
memories, and we're doing this that. And then it's like as I come down to my phone, it's like, oh, like his first day of chemo, and like this day we went here because it was after chemo and he just wanted to go there. And then I'm like, oh my god, like it went from this to like all these other memories.
Mhm.
So it's been really hard.
Oh yeah, I've been starting my camera roll at 2021. and I only go down to 2023.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's been very hard, and then we well, we've talked about like all these mental health days and all this other time that I took off, to be with my dad at certain places. So all those memories are coming up on my phone. So it's like every morning it's like I look at my phone and like, to turn off my alarm, and it's like memory from a year ago, or like
mm,
this year, this time of year or something, like, and then I open it, oh, it's my dad. And we have like we just have a lot of pictures, like, pictures, random pictures that I have of him, like in the car and stuff. And it's just like very hard to see it. It's been like almost every day this week, that last week and this week, where I'm all like, oh my God,
yeah.
like your birthday's coming up, and then I'm getting all these memories. Oh, it just makes it harder.
Yeah, and I'm just honestly, I feel like that's the best thing, even though it's hard to look at him, even the ones from like when he got sick and seeing how much he changed physically. Like, he lost a lot of weight, then he gained a lot of weight, then he lost a lot of weight. Like there was like a lot of fluctuation. Um, but I'm just so happy that we have all those things because like the videos with his boys, like him dancing and like all of that, I think it's just good that we have that. And especially the pictures. So the reason why I wanted to talk about pictures and the importance, and if you do have, like your dad, make sure you take all the pictures because they're like very important, obviously, for memories, and they help a lot with like the grieving process. But especially us right now, we were actually selecting pictures for the headstone. We're finally going to um, get his headstone ordered on Monday, which is also my dad's birthday, and I'm very excited if all goes well. Let me say that because I don't want to come back on here next week and be like, the headstone didn't happen. But if all goes well, he'll have his headstone ordered. And we decided to go with like an expressions headstone, which is like a collage of pictures. And I don't know, his next door neighbor is actually my husband's cousin. Unfortunately, well, I mean, not that he's a bad neighbor or anything, like we love them, but unfortunately, because he lost his cousin, they're neighbors now. And he has like a beautiful headstone. Sorry, I blinked. He has a beautiful headstone with pictures of him. And I don't know, I just feel like that's very special because when we go there and we see my dad, it's like nice to see him. So yeah, we decided to go with like a collage. And I think that ever since we went for like to select the place that he was gonna be resting in, we all liked that one, the one with the pictures. It was a little bit more pricier than just like something with his name on it, but like the both of us, along with my other parent and my brother, we all liked that one. So it was kind of nice that we all liked the same thing. And that brings us down to having to select pictures and having a lot of pictures, but some of the pictures he's either like his arm would be hanging in the air, or he would be hanging like there, or he would be holding a Coke, or he would have a cup of Coke in front of him. Um, so yeah, it's the importance of pictures. Like, make sure if if you're still alive, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like my brain is not working right now. But I think it's really important to have good funeral pictures. And my husband has hated me lately for this because we got like this beautiful wall of like tiles with pictures from like our newborn session and um maternity pictures that we did with our kids. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have the most beautiful funeral pictures ever, And he was like, why are you talking about a funeral? But this is literally like important. Make sure you take a lot of solo pictures. I'm not really good at solo pictures, but now I'm very inspired to take solo pictures because I want to make sure I have a good like headstone
God.
picture. And I want to make sure like I have like a nice picture to be printed. And I mean, hopefully I don't die soon, but when I do, it's of age And I'm gonna be like the cutest viejita with my little hat and stuff.
With your Mickey Mouse ears at Disneyland.
They're gonna be like, my grandma. Look at my grandma with her Disney ears. She's so cute. Get that one. She was the happiest at Disney. Let's do that one. So, yeah, I think it's like important. And one of the things that I've been doing for many years is ever since I got an Apple device, I just carried it with me. And even when I run out of storage, I just pay the extra storage on my phone, or I get like a bigger, like a phone with more space in it, so that I could just keep all my pictures. And honestly, now that my dad passed, I'm just so thankful that I'm like such a picture person, because I have like way too many pictures. Like even after my grandpa passed away, my dad's dad, I have like so many pictures and videos of him that I know I'm never gonna forget his voice. So yeah. So aside from headstone, obviously, um, the pictures have been serving like a big purpose. From day one, day two actually, after my dad passed, we had a picture of my dad, and we asked the funeral home to shave him. And we literally pulled up our phone and was like, just like this.
Because they ask you if there's like certain, like a certain way. Because you know how they ask, like, is a little bit of makeup okay? Just to make sure that after they're embalmed and, like, you know, their skin looks okay and, like, real, I guess. I don't know. Is that the correct term?
Yeah.
Like, real, like, human, like, I guess you can say.
Like their features.
So then they also said, like, is there anything else on top of that that you would like us to do? You know, like, sometimes some people say this or that, and then you said, like, yeah, if you can shave him, because he always liked to be shaved and clean. So then they kind of asked, like, how, and then you were like trying to explain, and that's when you showed the picture, like, just like this.
Yeah.
So it was, I think it was good too, because it shows who he really was, like the way he always kind of kept clean and, you know, the self-care. So, and I think that was really like a really nice call too, because, you know, at his funeral, I feel everybody kind of recognized his face, because that's how he always had it.
Yeah.
Like even when he was like really sick, I remember he would like do it.
Yeah.
So I think it was nice. And I mean, on top of that, like the pictures came into play again. What would you say it's called? Like just like how you present the picture of them at their funeral. Like, is there a certain
Like their
term?
funeral picture?
Yeah, right. Like
I
so
don't think there's
like I don't think there's a term. Is there? Maybe. But just to kind of describe it, we can insert a picture right here. But we had like a canvas being printed out, and then we stood it like right next to all the funeral flowers. It's just like for everybody to be able to see, like, this is the person that we're here for. Like,
yeah.
I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, there were so many pictures, but it's like which one is.
And then
going to
I
be
think
printed?
that picture was very special because it was like it was an old picture. I'm not even gonna lie and be like, oh, this was a very recent picture. Like my dad's funeral picture was an old picture, but it was like a very special day. We were all in Michoacan, which is where we're from, and his dad was there, his mom was there, like all three of us, his kids were there, his wife was there. He had two of like his favorite uncle and aunt there, and it was like we went like on a little adventure to visit some of my grandpa's friends, and then like we got stuck, and like the lady made food for us and agua de maracuya. It was like the best water agua fresca I've ever tried, and it was like a special day. And then like the lady was joking with us, so
That's so funny.
so yeah, the lady was funny, and she was like joking with my grandpa and my grandma a lot. So it was a very special day. My dad was very happy that day. So I was just so happy that we had that picture and that we used it, because I just know like he had a great day that day.
And then another part where we used a lot of pictures for the funeral services was that the funeral home that we decided to go with actually lets you play a slideshow. So it was they told us, like, you know, only photos, no videos, just so it could all be smooth. So it was like getting all the pictures that, you know, we had, whether they were silly or whether they were like just him or whatever it was. You know, this kind of let us like show everybody else who he was besides work, because a lot of people there knew him from work, or they knew him just, from the same, they're from the same town in Mexico, or not all of them got to see their extremely goofy side, I think, with their with
Mm-hmm.
the kids at home. So it's like we got to show like who our dad was.
Yeah, like in
Here's
a
a
more
goofy one.
intimate way.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah. Or like with his Snapchat filters. Like, just silly stuff that he would do with us that was really nice. And I know we all added like our own pictures and, all this stuff. So it's, and it was not only like you can say like the modern pictures. Like it was not only pictures from our iPhone. It was like literally we were taking like a picture of like when he was young. There's
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of those where he was young. So
When I was a baby.
yeah, when you're a baby. So it's like also like important to save those pictures. Not only because they're old doesn't mean that they don't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like it still represents who you were at that age and time. So if you have like a picture of like your grandpa or your dad, like when they were extremely young, save it. Like one day, it's not only that you want to have it with you, like in a frame,
Not
on
just
a
for a
wall.
funeral.
Yeah, like not just for a funeral. So I think it'll just be nice, like learn to value a picture. Because I can personally say like there's one photo that I'm like so obsessed with, and I've always been, and it's like when I was a little girl, and I'll share it with you guys. I'll put it right here. It's like because he's holding me and I'm looking at the camera, but he's looking at me, and I think it's the cutest thing ever. It's like obviously we've taken other pictures,
Yeah.
but it's just I think it's so adorable.
You know what? I have a picture like that too when I'm a baby. I'm probably like a year old or
Is it the one
less.
right next to the dog?
Yes. Like where we lived, I guess, like the room they rented or whatever, the lady had a doggy. And it's like my dad, and he was super young. He was probably like 18. And then it's me as like a baby, and I'm wearing like, I think, khaki shorts and like an army green shirt, I think. And like my hair's like all curly, and my dad's holding like the puppy on one side. And what? We'll insert it right here.
Hey, that picture is super cute.
Yeah, and I
It's
like
really
just
cute.
love having that picture of when I was a baby. And my dad was young, and it's just nice. And like that picture that my sister shared, like that's actually my favorite picture of you and him. Actually, as you as a little girl, I like
Yeah.
that picture a lot.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I used AI. And I want to say this because it's funny. Like, because it's like my dad is holding me, but then I have a cousin who's the same age. Well, we're around the
Um.
same age. And she's like, so it's like me and my dad. And then, like, my cousin's like right behind. So I always covered her with like a little heart because this
Yeah.
is me and my dad. So then I used AI.
To
I
remove her.
never thought about it. I used AI to remove her.
Oh my gosh, you should have
If you're
just done
if you're
iPhone eraser.
watching me, no, because it makes it like
Distorted.
yeah, like like when people edit it and it looks like squiggly,
Yeah.
it made it look like that. So I'm like, oh no, I don't like that. So cousin, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I removed you with AI.
Oh my gosh.
So I thought because I really like the picture
Yeah.
and I don't mind her being there, but I'm this is me and my dad.
Yeah. This
AI
vibe.
removal.
Yeah. I like that. I'm gonna remove the dog. I'm just kidding.
The dog's actually really cute.
Yeah, the dog is so cute. It's like I think it's a boxer puppy, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
It wasn't our dog. It was the lady that would rent them the room, but I think it's cute. Like I was like, oh, that's so cute. And I'm a dog person. Like I love dogs. So I like that. I have like my love for dogs. It's like represented even there. And my dad liked dogs too. So yeah. And then on the topic of the importance of pictures and how much you're gonna cherish them, or how much we cherish pictures, or you should cherish pictures, we have two very special guests today.
And give it up for them because one of them is returning. And
Yay!
yay!
Oh,
Oh no.
wait, he needs to get fixed. So our dad is coming back. Here he is.
Welcome
Yay!
back.
Give it back for Texas Joe. Woo! My dad always joked that he was Tejano, that he was from Texas. So he would say like my dad would literally joking, okay? Obviously he would introduce himself as Jose Olvera because that was his su nombre de pila. But he would like say, soy Joe, el Tejano. Texas Joe.
Texas.
So
Oh my god.
here is Texas Joe. Yay. And then we have here, hold Texas Joe.
Give it up for our second guest.
Yay. Yay. So this is my grandpa. I mean, not literally, but
A
this is
visual
a
representation.
visual representation. So these were actually a gift that I received from one of my college friends. Her name is Vero. So Vero, if you're watching this, thank you so much. She told me she was gonna send me a gift in the mail. And then when I got the gift, like I opened it and I just started crying because it just meant so much to me that she took the time to have these done, and it's very accurate. I love it. This is actually my dad at my college graduation. This is my dad at my college graduation, and he's wearing like the stole that I put on him, and it was just so special to me that she used that picture because not only did I meet her in college, but also my college graduation, and my dad was so proud and happy that day, and I just remember like the pride in his eyes when he looked at me, and even leading up to my graduation, like the messages. And I have like a picture that I'll share with you all and insert it here. And he has sent me like this beautiful message that said like everything will be worth it, this will be worth it once you graduate college, or once you graduate. And it's like his hands, like dirt, like all over his hands because he was working in the fields. And like he sent me that a couple of days before I graduated college, so this just means so much. And my grandpa, that's actually like also a picture that I took of him when we were in Mexico, and he was actually singing to me that day in that outfit, and that sweater that he's wearing I actually kept. So that's like the one piece of clothing that I kept of him, and I brought back to um brought back home when after we buried him. So yeah, like it's very special. And if you have pictures of loved ones, I'm gonna try to see if I could get the Etsy shop name that she used because they're pretty accurate. I'll go ahead and put a picture right here
And they're also
of,
like very sturdy because I've seen some
yeah,
people
like not
say that
flimsy.
they're like like flimsy, but they're really good.
Yeah, so this is the
Like the design and
this is
everything.
my dad, and I will put a picture of the inspo picture, the picture they use for the inspo right here in the center, so you guys could see it. And then my grandpa and the picture that they used right here. So, or over here. So
Somewhere
yeah,
here.
somewhere here. But yeah, we'll put the pictures up so that you could see. And I feel like it's really just, it's a lot. It's meaningful to have pictures and then to be able to get like these type of things. And we actually have a third guest in the future, our grandpa on my other parent's side. He passed away in 2005, and he was my primary caregiver as a child. So obviously that's a different grief, but I do want to, now that I have them too, I want to get the third one and have my abuelo Arturo be joining us here. So I just thought it was so cute, and I wanted to share it with you all because it literally reflects on the importance of having pictures.
Yeah, and they're very nice. They're super cute.
Yeah. And I know that I'm like the one talking and talking and talking today, but I just want to say that I know as a woman, and if you're a mom, like the body dysmorphia could be real, and we could be like, even I am very self-conscious when I take pictures. And I have two kids now, and my body has changed a lot. And even though I love my body because I literally grew and birthed my both, like two of my two kids, obviously like I still have a lot of insecurities. But I think that this is like this episode in general, and the experience of losing my dad is like a reminder to not let the body dysmorphia and the insecurities stop me from taking those pictures, because just the way that I am valuing um all of the pictures that I have of my grandpa and my dad. I know one day, like, my kids are gonna value those pictures too. Hopefully, not too soon. But yeah, I mean, I'm already a picture person. Like, I love pictures. When when we went to Mexico, like the last year and before my grandpa passed, everybody was so annoyed at me, telling me like to leave my phone, to stop taking pictures, to stop taking videos. And then my grandpa passed away, and everybody was hitting me up for the pictures and videos, and I was like, absolutely not. And yeah, maybe people out there are gonna like think I'm selfish or whatever, but I was like, no, because everybody was trying to put me down for taking pictures and literally calling me mean stuff and calling me bad words. And then they wanted the pictures. So I'm like, no. And maybe now I should share them because, like, they should have something to cherish their dad too. Huh? I need to stop being mean.
Mixed feelings, I would say. Because it's like, well, I mean, yes and no, because I feel like you still have the right to keep what you want for yourself. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to be a little selfish in life.
Yeah.
Like, you can't always just give everything that people are asking from you. And especially, like, of course, like one of his sons, well, like my dad had a lot of pictures of my grandpa. Like,
Yeah.
like he had so many pictures or like his own stuff to remember his dad.
Yeah.
But I feel like like his other son was like living there, and like if they didn't have pictures, then why didn't they have pictures?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you've shared stuff with people. It's like
On
you've shared,
social media, yeah.
yeah, like you've shared whatever you want to share. Because I know, like with me, there's like a video where like he's like talk like I'm
Oh yeah.
there, and like he's talking
To
to
you.
me, and you just happen to record it, and it's like you shared it with me. Like I didn't ask you for it, and like you showed it to me, and then I was like, oh, can I actually have a video? But I was never like, give me the video, give me the video, this is my name.
Yeah.
I was just like, if you want to share it with me, share it with me. And it's like people should also respect that maybe you're not ready to share the pictures, because it's the memory that you hold of taking the pictures, of
Yeah.
taking the videos. And it's like, like you've shown us the videos and we've laughed at stuff that you have, but it
Yeah,
doesn't mean
those,
that you have to share
like every time
it.
we gather, I literally play that video every time we
Yeah.
gather.
So it's like, I
Yeah.
think it's like a sort of boundary too. Like, yeah, we all lost the same person, but we all have the different memories. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
And you know what? Like, I think one of the things that I like cherish a lot of those videos that I have of my grandpa is on my dad's dad, my grandpa here. Like, his birthday is August 25th. I mean, sorry,
Yeah,
his
with
birthday is December
5th.
5th.
He passed away
He
December,
passed away
August 7th.
August 25th. So on August 25th and on December 5th of every year since he passed in 2022, my dad and I would FaceTime and I would play his birthday video
Mm-hmm.
together. And I will insert very vulnerable moment and very like emotional for me, but I will share a screenshot right here with you all of the last time that my dad and I watched the video of my grandpa together. I don't think you could see my face on this like screenshot, but my dad he was laying down in the garage on his like workout
Machine.
bench, on the
Mm-hmm.
workout bench that he was like not working out. And well, he was working out,
I
and then
think
I
it was like his Pilates. He had like
yeah,
a Pilates
and then
machine.
and then I FaceTimed him, and he was like exercising a little bit, and he was really sad that day because it was my grandpa's birthday. And I can't remember. I actually don't know if it's my grandpa's birthday or
His anniversary.
no, his no, it was his birthday because it's December. His
Oh.
anniversary is the 25th, and his birthday, December 5th, was the last time that we watched this video together. So, yeah, like I would play that for him on the phone with me because we didn't live close. And I just hold that very dear to my heart. Um, because this last December 5th, like he was very emotional about it. But he was already like going through a lot. So yeah, it's very special to me that we got to cherish those videos and pictures together, even if it was on FaceTime. Yeah. And I think in the screenshot my dad looks a little sad, but I think it's just important to show like how special things could be even when you're in long distance well, not relationship. Well, yeah, long distance relationship. So yeah.
Okay, so we kind of want to wrap it back around to what we said in the beginning, where we kind of talked about how this hospice video that we did is getting shared in the good ways and in the bad ways. You know, like we said, we had a lot of people talk about it and reach out and say like, you know, I'm so sorry, or like I've had this experience too. We've had people commenting on our TikToks, and I assume, at first I assumed that this clip, it was just our TikTok clip, right? Kind of going out there and people sharing and saving. And then eventually, little by little, I told my sister, hey, this video, because we had clipped where my sister was saying, like, if you're blah, 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 blah from the hospice team, like, you know, like this is going on.
I was very vocal and very clear about the agency, Bristol and Visalia. That's I mean,
It's
it's
our
our
experience.
experience. Like
Yeah.
it's our experience, it's our truth, it's how we lived it, and yeah, like we're not lying. Like it's literally how we lived it, and I think that I in the moment, when we were talking about it on the episode, like I just felt like
It had to be said.
like it had to be said, and I want to like use our experience to advocate and share so that hopefully it doesn't happen to anybody else.
Yeah. And it was like, and then I started telling her, like, hey, this is getting some attention. Like, obviously, we're not like at a million views and a
We're
million
not
likes, you know, it's
viral,
not viral.
but
But compared to everything, every other clip that we have on our TikTok, it was like 500 views, you know, 300 views, 10 likes,
mhm,
15 likes, whatever. This was like at 1,000 views with like 50 likes and like, you know, I want to say like 10 saves and a few, I think it was like a comment or
mhm.
two. And then I'm like, hey, this is getting attention. And it was getting attention, getting attention. And then, like we had said, nobody had reached out to us after our dad passed away. And then,
Which they are obligated to.
yeah.
Let's say that.
And it was like, because like, you know, it was mentioned before too, like my dad was getting care from, you know, other like previous doctors, like the oncologist, the radiologist, like all these, the neuro-oncologists, like all these other people, all these other teams, people had been reaching out to us like, hey, you know, we heard what happened, or
Mhm.
you know, we started calling places like, you know, this is what happened, and they started giving us the resources, etc. Hospice, as to where they never did. So then, like we also shared, my sister left a review. I read what they replied to her review, and then it just happened. You know, life happens. So we or
Well, let me
uh,
say that I saw, well, on the episode 6, 5.
a five. Let's say
Yeah,
five.
the
I think it was
hospice, it's
five.
called the Hospice Hurdle if you want to go watch it. I mentioned, oh no, my sister, I didn't even know they replied. Honestly, I just left a review, didn't care. Then my sister said that they replied.
And I read
I
it.
read, yeah, she read it, and then like 2 days later, I went back on Google and looked at what they replied. They asked me to email them, and honestly, that's like 2 weeks ago, I believe, or whatever.
Mm.
And I was not having the best weeks. It's when things started getting really rough for me, and I literally said it out loud. Like I think I was in the truck sitting or whatever, and I was like, I'm not gonna freaking email them. Like, I don't feel like putting the energy into writing you a long ass email about what happened. Like, I'm not going to do it. So I never reached out to them, even though I said they would be hearing from me on Monday. I never reached out to them. And this week, I get a call from, I forgot her title. Like, I wrote it down somewhere, but she's like a coordinator for them, care coordinator or something like that for them, and she asks me like a couple of questions about the experience, expresses her condolences and how sorry they are, and she lets me know that the executive director wants to talk to me. So I'm like, okay. So then she's like texting
Come on, girl.
me.
Come on.
Yeah, she's like texting me, asking me what works best for me. I let her know, and we talked yesterday. And it was just very of like, we're sorry, and I did ask them that I asked for either an email or a phone call. I said that I want them to get back to me and let me know what are you doing to ensure that this does not happen to another family? Because there, what we shared on our episode, let me just say that what we shared on our episode is like surface level to what actually went down with hospice. We didn't share the full story out of first of all, I don't think we're ready, you know, out of respect for the other people involved, and because it's some pretty like it's pretty
It's
um
really deep.
yeah, it's like very deep, and it's ¿cómo se dice fuerte? Like it's very
Tough, strong.
yeah, it's just very deep, very it's a lot. Like what happened and the reason why we had been asking for their support was very it's a very delicate, like let's just say that, like it's very delicate, and we actually we're not ready to share that, like the reasons behind us asking them for support. And yeah, like what we shared on the episode was surface level. It was not really like everything that happened behind doors, closed doors. And yeah, so I asked them, like, I want to make sure that you email me or call me so that I know what's your action plan. Are you doing a training? You know, that they say that they told me that they were working on something. And then I actually texted her back with like a follow up question about our case, but she didn't text me back. And then so my sister, so they contact me, and right after they contact me, guess who else gets a phone call from this hospice agency?
Me. And I was, so I take the call. Mind you, I was about to not take this call, okay, because it was an area code from like out in Merced or
Mm-hmm.
so out there in the Central Valley. I don't know, and like, but it said healthcare. So you know how iPhone started doing this thing where if they know where they're calling from, it'll tell you.
Yeah.
So it says healthcare, and I'm like, healthcare? I don't have a doctor's appointment or anything, especially not from out there. So I just take the call, and they're like, "Hi, my name is blah blah blah. I'm the grievance, either grievance or bereavement coordinator with, the hospice care team, whatever, whatever. Is this Lali?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is her. Like, how can I help you?" And I'm like, "Wait, can you repeat your name? Like, wait, can you repeat everything you said? Because I was shocked, to say the least. I was shocked because my dad passed away like over 2 months ago.
71 days ago at the time.
Yeah. So
Wait, they called you yesterday?
yeah, they called me yesterday.
72 days. 72 days after he passed away, they contacted us.
So 72 days.
And I believe they have up to a year. So
Okay, but still,
I don't think they're
72
yeah.
72 days is already too long, especially after we did not have all the support that we needed.
No,
at the
I
time.
agree. I'm just saying.
So sorry. Now I'm all just, So it was like, like, I don't even know what I'm saying. Oh wait,
That you were
there's a call.
shocked.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was so shocked because it's like, okay, all of a sudden, like you are like, my dad passed away, and we did the podcast episode. Like that video is going around.
Okay, mind you, we left the review
Oh,
three. Yes.
even before.
So
the
we left
podcast,
I left that review even before we talked about it on here.
even before we
Nobody
podcast.
reached, yeah, even before we started the podcast actually. Nobody reached out to us.
Yeah. So
Nobody reached out to us. And then suddenly we posted online, posted on TikTok, posted on YouTube, Instagram, and we say like the name, um, and they then they're reaching out to us.
yeah.
Like I get a phone call, which I don't care. I mean, usually when agencies or companies, whatever, get like a bad review, they are going to try to contact you if they really care about what's going on. But it was too shocking to me that, oh, like now you want to send us resources in the mail.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the main thing that she was calling about. Because first she was asking me all these questions, and mind you, I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like over here behind my screen, and like, and my supervisor's in the back. Like, my supervisor is kind of seeing me take the call. So and then I told her, like, hey, they're calling me. And then she's okay. So then she just keeps talking and keeps talking and keeps talking. And then ends up asking, like, like the surviving spouse and surviving children. So then I said, like, obviously, my mom, me, you, and then our younger brother. And she said, oh, you have a younger sibling? How old is the sibling? Is a sibling a male or female? I'm not really like, all of his family members were on his chart. So I'm you didn't really look into my dad's case. You're just calling me. You only
Just to
know my
cover their
name.
tracks.
Yeah, you only know my name. You don't even know the surviving spouse's name. I don't know. I think the whole call kind of just irritated me a little bit. And then at the end, I was like, oh, you know what? Like, the younger sibling is a male and this is how old they are. And then all of a sudden, they have all these resources for us and they have like a summer camp for teens and all this crazy stuff. Well, not crazy stuff, but all these like resources they have. And then I'm like, you know what? Like, hey, excuse me, I'm sorry. Like, I'm at work. Is there a way for me to call you back or email you or something?
Yeah.
And she just says, no, I'm gonna mail it to you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and then after
No, I should add actually. No, she at first I guess didn't know the surviving spouse's name, but then she mentioned my mom. I'm like, wait, she knows. And then they said like, oh, we tried calling her, but she didn't answer, so we called you. So then they're just sending her everything through the mail because they only reached her once and they couldn't reach her, so that was it. I was like, okay. Well, you can call her with an interpreter.
the least you could do.
I don't know.
But anyways, let me just also mention that so I'm the type of person that I take notes, I take down times, I take down names. I always know, like I always want to know who I'm talking to and when I'm calling somewhere. And I think, well, my dad used to say that, like, oh, like you need to like pónganse trucha,
Yeah. Yes.
But my husband too. Like my husband's always like he's just taught me to take notes and stuff. And obviously with what I do for work, I always have to take notes, and like case management too. So like I always take notes. And once I get like the name, I didn't catch the lady that called me. I didn't catch her last name at first. I don't know if she introduced herself with her last name or not. But I didn't catch it, and I just want to know who I'm talking to. So I asked her like, what is your last name? She like replied with her last name. And then we get notified like blah 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 has looked at your TikTok profile. And I'm like, what the heck? Like this is the girl.
This person on the phone.
This is the girl that just called me today from the agency. So not that I'm like opposed to her like listening in to us or
Thank you for supporting.
yeah, like can you at least give us a follow, girl? Like give us a follow and go on our YouTube channel and subscribe and I don't know, get your team your coworkers to subscribe too. Just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like, obviously they've seen the social media like stuff on it.
Like we said, this does not only have 100 views. It has a couple thousand.
Yeah. So they're well aware of what we said. She's gone into our profile a couple of times now. Two.
And just so
I
you
think
know,
2 times.
in case nobody knows, a lot of the social media nowadays tells you who looks at your profile.
Yeah.
Okay? We just want to say it's not like we're over here.
Well, I'm pretty sure they know.
Okay, some people don't know though. Some people don't know.
True.
Especially some millennials.
Uh,
That was a
I know.
No, but
I
it's
knew.
like no, but I'm telling you, it's like it's part of those notifications that I'm telling you that come up on the screen, like plus 10 notifications or whatever. It tells you like blah 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 blah. Visited your profile, viewed your profile, liked your video, subscribed,
Yeah.
followed. I mean, so it's just not like we're not like waiting for them to see our
Yeah,
profile.
it's not
just-
like
it
we're
comes
waiting
up,
for them. And
we're keeping track of our stats. So these are our stats.
yeah, like it's
know?
not even that we're like scared that they know that we posted it online, or not that we are afraid of anything that we've said, because it's our experience, like, and we are entitled to share it. So yeah, like we talked about it, and not that we're like trying to like see who's looking at her profile, but like the notification came through, the first and last name matched to her, And then she visited our profile again on the day that I had that call with the executive director. So then I'm like, girl, are you showing him our profile during this meeting? So I was joking around with my husband. We were at lunch, and I'm like, I wonder if they're like, are they playing us in the screen right now, or are they like all in a meeting or whatever? I don't know how many
This
people.
is what not to do.
I don't know what, like, I don't know, like, the setup or whatever. Like, does she have her phone out and everybody's like watching us, you know? So I was just like, I don't know. I was very intrigued of like, did you genuinely want to watch and like get our experience, like what we went through or whatever, or you were just watching it? I mean, I would watch it to see what they're saying about me at work, you know, like if somebody else was online talking about my work in the place that I work, I would be all up, like all over it. Like, I want to know, like, what are people saying, you know? But I don't know. I just thought that the timing was a little more on the let's cover ourselves and let's get them the contact they need. Let's mail them the resources, even if it's 71 days later, you know, like let's still do that. And then let's check what they're posting online and let's get this call with them. And honestly, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt just because that's just
That's
the
who
type,
you are.
yeah, that's just the type of person I am. And I am hoping that they follow through with the email. Um, or call. Like, I do prefer a phone call. If you're watching me, I do prefer a phone call because I like that personalized experience. It's just what I like to provide, and you
And
know.
I feel it's also a very sensitive topic, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So
Yeah.
I feel that they at least owe you that if they are to call you back or whatever it is. I think they owe you a call.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it kind of just like, I do want to tie it back to what we talked about in that episode, that we talked like about advocating for your family member, for your entire family, and for yourself. I think that in this point, it's like we didn't only advocate for our dad during, the hospice
Mm-hmm.
treatment stay, whatever you want to call it. But it was also, we were advocating as to what happened. And we are letting others know this is what happened to us. Don't let it happen to you guys.
Yeah.
The awareness that even during a hard time, there's even more difficult situations that arise, like our experience, like that social worker never called us. And I can assure you that there's many families out there that probably are experiencing some sort of issue with their team, and it's not something they should stay quiet about, you know?
Yeah, and the intention, like genuinely, not just because we're recording this and posting it online, but like our intention was genuinely never to bash on anybody or um how do I say this? Like talk bad about a specific person. Obviously, I talked bad about this social worker, but if you watch the video, it's just how we are. Like that's just who I am as a person. Like así hablo. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Well, this was my experience." Like, no, I'm gonna talk
Or we're
como
not
soy.
gonna
You
sit
know,
here and lie either
like,
to you.
girl, get your ish together. You know. So obviously, I'm gonna say that, and we never said her name, and now I know her name, and I still won't say her name just because I don't know, like, if like are they gonna retrain her, maybe she's gonna help people again. And like I know like we could, I am never the type of person that would want to affect somebody's career or like her life, you know. I don't know if she has kids, I don't know if she has like a partner, a family, fur babies, you know, like you gotta provide, girl, you know. And we're not in no shape or form did we ever wanna like just talk shit about them. It was more of like we want to challenge the system. We want them to review their systems and we want to make sure that this doesn't happen to anybody else. Because if it's happening to us, that we are fluent in English, there's no language barrier, we could navigate technology, like what is happening to other families, you know? And I'm not saying that something bad is happening to other families. I just want to ensure that what happened to us did not happen to anybody else.
Yeah, because it was
So,
rough. And I mean, I think even now it still continues to be rough because we're grieving, we're trying to understand everything that's happened. So it's like a big part of when we were in hospice, like this was supposed to be our support person
mm-hmm,
outside of our family members and our family,
mm-hmm,
you know? It's like if if like our younger sibling wanted to talk to somebody, my dad was doing like the hospice care at his house, my brother was living in the same house. What if this 14-year-old needed some help from somebody and that person was never around? How is it that
Mm-hmm.
like you never gave the support that we needed, which is why we brought it up in the first place?
Yeah.
Because I feel that we all, like, we said we didn't share the entire story. What you're hearing from us is the absolute truth, and
Yeah.
we are not ever gonna come here and lie to you guys and be like, just for the views. We're not like that,
Obviously, leaving out details
we're
that we are not ready to share,
Yeah,
you know?
because like even our last episode, if that was a hard one, like we talked about the day that it happened, and us
Mm-hmm.
even doing that was like huge already. But even then, there was like I listened back to our episode, and we shared a lot, but there's even more. It goes
Yeah.
deeper than this. So it's like when we're sharing with you guys, we're sharing as we're ready to, and I think we also said that in the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're sharing as much as we can,
And
as
I
we're
think
ready
that
to.
social media in general, like when you see somebody's life on social media, you literally see like the tip of the iceberg. And then there's like the entire iceberg underwater. Because, like, for example, for me, like on my personal accounts, like that are private, I like to share like pictures of my family, like what I do, like things that I enjoy, and it's private for a reason, like like I don't want it to be public. But then if you go to my TikTok, I like share a bunch of stuff. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's very like social media is selective. Like you never know, and you probably like even right now, like you see us like talking in front of a camera and like laughing, joking, and that doesn't mean that we're not grieving. It doesn't mean that we're over it. It doesn't mean, you could catch me like in a trip or whatever having fun with my kids at a park tomorrow, and people are going to be like, well, didn't her dad just die? But it's like, you guys don't know what's going on behind. So, yeah, like that's just social media. Like it's very surface level because you just never really know.
Yeah.
I mean, like recently, like a bunch of influencers that we watch are like getting a divorce. And I'm like, girl, I thought you were happily married like 2 weeks ago. And suddenly you're getting a divorce or you're separating. Like, what the heck? And that's just comes to show like how social media is.
Yeah, we don't know.
Like,
We don't know
everybody
what's going
shares
on.
what they want to share. And that was our case. Our experience and story are true, but obviously leaving out some details that are just too much for our platform at the moment.
So, like we said, like we always say, we hope you enjoy this episode. We're honestly really happy to be here, and you know, we just wanted to share the kind of the update we had on hospice, and the importance of pictures, because as you can tell, there's so much we can do with pictures. And if you did or didn't know, pictures come into huge play when you're doing funeral arrangements,
Yeah.
for just everything. So just keep taking pictures, keep snapping it away,
Hmm.
whether your family members are saying, stop, stop, stop. Who cares? Keep going. Keep going, girl.
This
You
crazy girl
got
is
this.
always taking pictures. Who cares?
Who cares? Just do it. Take pictures of yourself. We know it's hard. Trust me. Like I struggle with pictures too, but like my sister was saying, it's okay. Take them, because someday, hopefully not anytime soon for any of us, but someday they're going to be that important, piece of, a memory that we leave behind. But yeah, we hope to see you guys in our next episodes. We see everybody who's liking, subscribing, following us. We see it all.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody's support, and we're more than happy to be here. So
Yeah. And as we transition out of like, because we already introduced our dad, we already talked about like hospice, the day it happened, the diagnosis, like leading up to it, like when the tumor got detected. So as we transition out of like that initial introduction to you all, we would love to know what else do you want us to talk about, because we want our podcast to be very real. Like we want it to be very real and genuine, but we also would like to talk about things that you all that listen to us want us to talk about. And honestly, whatever it is that we get on the messages to talk about, like we're open to suggestions because grief ties in to every part of our life now. So whether that's like, I don't know, like mom life, like, well, for me, because I'm a mom, like working full time, how to balance, whatever it is that you all want us to talk about, we're like down for it because grief ties into everything, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag Dead Dads Club.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
this
thank
will
you
go
so
ahead.
much.
This will end our episode, and we'll see you on the next
Yeah,
one.
see you on episode 8. Bye.